Hey guys, so I have here my JBL GO 3 and today I want to show you how to replace the battery of this waterproof Bluetooth speaker. So we're going to take it apart, remove the battery and then put it back together afterwards. So we're starting out by opening up these sides here, removing those little shields here on the left and on the right side. We're starting out here with the right side. Just using here my knife and I'm going prying underneath there. See how there's these little tabs that hold these covers in place. I'm going to be a little bit careful. So there's I think 5 or 6 of these tabs here on the side, and then there's some kind of dowel also in the center. I'm going to speed this up a little bit, and so I'm going to work my way around and eventually it pops off. And then here, this is how this looks like. You see these there's 4 of these tabs and then one of those dowels there. See these tabs here? So that's what I detached here with the knife. This is what the speaker side looks like. You see the white areas or silicone areas with for the buttons, the Bluetooth and the power button. And then we have here the opposite side where the loop is. And when we remove this cover here, then the loop actually stays in place. So just going to remove the cover around the loop. Works the same way. There's also just these tabs here, and we can just pull it off. So then there is a different video out on YouTube that also shows how this is done, and in there the speaker is a little bit different. The hardware works a little bit different. So you see here, I took a little snapshot, and you see these sides here, they have just these dowels, they don't have those clips on the side. So there is a different hardware version that is out there. So in case you have one of those, then be aware that yours might actually look different. So then there are 2 screws that we should be able to see here right now, one on each side. I'm going to remove both of those. Okay, and then I'm kind of prying this end here, the bottom, open a little bit, just a little bit, not too much, just to take a peek inside of there. So I wasn't really sure how to proceed next, and so now what I did was I kind of lifted these 2 tabs here that you see here, and then in the back there's 2 white tabs. You can see those. So I'm going to pop those up next, because that allows us to eventually remove the back cover. So this other big rubbery part here, you can see this in a second. See this here, now we can pry this up, and there's 6 tabs in total. So 2 on the long ends and then 1 on the short ends each. You see here how I'm working my way around to remove those tabs. Okay, so this is what this little cover here, the back side, looks like. See all the tabs, 6 tabs that hold them in place. And now behind this cover, there's a couple more screws here. So I'm going to remove those. There's four more screws that we have to remove before we can remove the grill. See all these 4 screws in the corners. Also, this other hardware variation, that does not have those 4 screws here in the corners. And then on the back side, there's 6 more screws now. 3 on the top and then 3 on the bottom. So I'm pointing to those here. So I'm going to remove those next, and then it's time to remove the cover here, the back side. You can just easily pry this open. Just be aware, as soon as you open this up, then the speaker is not waterproof anymore. So you may be able to close it up nicely and then it will be waterproof, but it may not be. Also, when you remove the cover, don't just tear it apart. You have this cable here going from the PCB to the battery, which is on the back side of this case here. You see this right in there. I'm going to zoom into it so we can see the details of the battery. And now we can start on taking it out, and you notice there's this little thin piece of plastic, clear plastic, on top of this. So I'm going to pry this out first. And I wasn't really able to take it off completely because it's kind of sticking to the green foil of the battery itself. So then you just use like some kind of prying tool to take out the battery, and then you put the new one back in. Make sure when you remove the battery that you don't accidentally puncture it and tear it or bend it, because in case there is still charge left, then the battery is actually prone to catching fire. So really be careful when taking out the old battery, even if it doesn't work anymore. Okay, so then when we glue the new battery into the back of this cover, and I'm going to put this plastic sheathing back on here, this clear plastic piece, and then it's time to reconnect this new battery here to the PCB, and we can plug this in. I'm also going to use some hot glue here to make sure that this connection doesn't detach eventually. And at this point we are all set, so now we can start putting everything back together. Make sure you have the wires here correctly, and then put everything back together in the reverse order. Don't forget any screws, so I hope you have those all still organized. And then we completed here the battery replacement for the JBL GO 3. I hope this video was helpful. If you have any more questions or comments, then please write a message below, and don't forget to give me a like and subscribe.